All right, everybody, Corey Hobbs back again with another bite-sized tip to help you fuel your strength, nourish your future, and thrive. Today, I wanted to get into these books and these authors that compile a bunch of information, present it as if it's this blueprint to eternal life and the fountain of youth. And I think it can get really confusing and really disheartening even to an extent. So you look at books like Outlet by Peter Attia, Dave Asprey is one who comes to mind, Ben Greenfield. Not that any of these books are bad. They all have information that's great, important to know. But it's also really, it can be disheartening. Like you look at Atia's list of like these long things you should do every day. Or Dave Asprey, like take these 18,000 supplements and you'll live to 180 or whatever he's trying to do here. And I think it could be, oh man, if I'm not cold plunging every day, getting into the sauna, I got to strength train and then I got to do 8 hours of cardio. And it can be, it's like you're trying to tick off this checklist, but it never ends. So there's only 24 hours in the day. You got to work. You probably have kids. You got things that you want to do outside of just exercise and being healthy. Like that's a super important goal and you should want to exercise and be healthy. But how do we take all that information and find what's important? Like, yes, there's all that stuff we can do, but right now, the big rocks, the thing that's going to move the needle the most for you is XYZ. And I think for starters, like that just starts with you. You need to be really clear with your goals. And then you've got to find a trusted professional, someone you trust to take this information to and be like, hey, I heard this. Here's what I'm trying to accomplish. Does it mix and match or does it not? Because in some cases it may not. And then it's like, hey, I understand you want to get there and maybe that's somewhere you can get eventually. Like those guys have almost unlimited funds and can do whatever the heck they want. And good for them. They built up that opportunity for themselves to get there. But like us mere mortals, like we're probably not getting there. So as we look at it, what's my goals? And then what are the biggest steps I can take to get there? And that may change. Like you achieve one goal, your goal shifts, and I was like, oh, maybe I do need that cold plunge. But do I need to invest in a cold plunge or can I commit to taking a cold shower every day for 30 days for 5-ish minutes or whatever it is, or even just a minute or two? Like if you can commit to that, then it's like, okay, then we look at the next step of getting a cold plunge and then maybe we look at a sauna down the line. But like if we look at these, I don't know how to like composiums of information, it can be really daunting. But in reality, like, hey, be active, strength train a couple times a week, get some aerobic fitness in there, and make sure you're moving through 4 inches of motion so your joints maintain their abilities. If we're starting there, we're going to be okay. And I was like, okay, like, can we preserve a little athleticism, balance, try to prevent falls as we age? It's just going to depend on who you are, what you need at a given time. And then once you start checking those boxes off, then you start looking into the more, I wouldn't say advanced, but like more out there type stuff, you know? So just take off the basics. Like, hey, I'm getting 5,000 steps a day. I'm very sedentary. Can I bump that up to 6 or 7? Okay, I'm hitting 6 or 7. Still kind of sedentary. Hey, can I get 2 days a week of strength training? 2 days a week is no problem. Can I get 3? That's no problem. Can I add an aerobic day? And you see, you can slowly build, but not at the expense of your sanity. Like if you're just doing something to do something because you think you need to do it, it may or may not be true for what you need in the moment. So that's something to think of. Don't give yourself more things to do when most of us are already super stressed about what we're doing in a given day anyway. Hit the basics, gram per pound of protein, 6 to 8 fist-sized servings of vegetables, center carbs around workouts, get enough fats for your goals. And that's all stuff we can get into, like how to create your personalized nutrition plan. And that's something I have gotten into, and I have resources on how to accomplish that. But master the basics first. And if you need help, definitely get help. Like get a resource. I'll coach you. Hell yeah. Let's get you strong. Let's get you where you want to go. Let's accomplish your goals. And it's collaborative. But don't think you have to do this endless thing to get to where you're trying to go just because these experts tell you to. That's great information. Super great to know. But don't get lost in the sauce here. It almost always boils down to some fundamental principles. You get those right, you're going to be 80 to 90% of the way there. So I hope that helps. I'll talk to you soon.